National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. Buckle up. There's football coming your way, and it's coming up next.
It's a city home to one of the most loyal and passionate fan bases in football. And all the noise they're making is being captured by the Dome here at Ford Field in Detroit. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Enough build up. The ball is teed up, and we are ready to go. And we're off in Detroit. Craig Reynolds to return it. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Tight end in motion right. Here we go, 2nd and 9. That's complete to the back, David Montgomery. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Williams coming in motion right. Goff on 3rd. Launches one deep downfield. Almost an opening drive interception, but that winds up on the ground, incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Takes this in at the 25. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They are brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Right back to Irving now. And this one doesn't go far. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes them to 3rd and 5.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
3rd and short, Mayfield escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that, actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Once again, Irving. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. Catch made by Bucky Irving. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Mayfield will look to throw. Finds a man right side. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Irving on the inside give. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Irving has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Here's the give to Irving. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Baker now from the gun. And the Lions get him. Down he goes. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
All right, 1st sack on the board on the 1st drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And they're on the board.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Khalif Raymond to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. Detroit getting its offense set for their 2nd drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A give to Montgomery to start the drive. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the intended receiver. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
3rd and long for him here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Buccaneers get the football on the first turnover of the contest. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Tampa Bay sending its offense out. Their 2nd drive coming up. And they're set up well inside of enemy territory. They've got a short field after that pick. On the give, this is Irving. And he's down into the red zone. This run gets to the 18. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From the 18 on 2nd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Irving. Can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. It's White on the give. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a yard that time. A defensive stand brewing here, and it brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Now a carry by Irving. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They maybe get a yard there, still can't manage to run it in. That's going to bring up 4th and goal.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Irving here from the gun. And he's in for the touchdown. The Buccaneers parlay the interception into points. So, Brock, they take a gamble, and it pays off with a big touchdown on 4th and goal.
And they do it on the ground as well, and that just speaks volumes. That's confidence that you can own this line of scrimmage, and your back will see a lane and will get the job done. That just infuses your team and your sidelines with so much confidence.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers go up 10-zip here in the 1st. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here's Raymond on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The offense headed out now for Detroit. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Dumped off to his running back. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
From the 36. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
It's Montgomery on third. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the run, so now they face fourth down.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
The Lions readying for the punt. Trey Palmer on the return for the Buccaneers. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. No return on that punt. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. They send the tight end in motion. First down, here's Baker. Flushed out of the pocket. Ooh, look at this, here he goes. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Godwin, the man in motion left. First and 10. Here's Mayfield. He completes it in traffic. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even two defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, Mayfield completes this one to Otten. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
You know, Kate, it's almost as if the defense invited him to make that throw. That was a play they knew they could defend, and they stopped it right at the line.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Baker throwing again. Intercepted in the end zone. Kirby Joseph picks it.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The Lions getting ready to return to the field. And they're still looking for their first signs of life on offense. Haven't even been able to get a first down off this defense just yet. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Goff. Connects on one to Jameson Williams. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First give on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Second and 8. Caught by his back. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They motion a receiver left. First down throw from Goff. It's taken in by Williams. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. Carry here for Montgomery. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play. And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of 1. It's a 2-score game early. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. They're moving it well, but now face a 3rd and short. That one's out and cut on the right side. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On first down, it's Goff. Pass is caught. That's Tim Patrick. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll run here. It's Montgomery. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go as they get set on 2nd and goal. Once more, it's Montgomery. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This game has evolved so much over the years, but there's just certain times, there's certain moments, some flashes of greatness like that you see Dick Butkus, that you see Jack Lambert, that you see Mike Singletary. These middle linebackers stuffing a run. This guy in particular, like the greats used to do.
It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
Bates' kick is up and good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Tucker now on the return. And look at this return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Buccaneers and Bucky Irving ready for their next possession. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. That's going to be caught by Evans. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front and to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now it's Irving. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Short pass brought in. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Mayfield now from the gun. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, quarterback's going to count on 99 of 100 times completing that short, simple route to a tight end. But even the shortest and simplest of throws, they'll find a drop at some point, too.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Complete beyond the marker. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Going with Irving here. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Carry here for Irving. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Baker now from the gun. This one's taken in by Otten. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They'll run this with Irving. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Right back to Irving now. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
And the Lions into a nickel set for 3rd down. Sending a receiver left. 3rd down, here's Mayfield. That pass complete to Irving. And this one does not go far.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Reynolds with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 37. This is complete to Patrick. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Goff on 1st and 10. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Running on 2nd with Montgomery. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Play brought to an end by Jordan Whitehead. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we.
It's another 1st half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Jordan Whitehead. And the Buccaneers will have the football shy of the 20-yard line.
Well, that's now a 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First and 10. Here's Mayfield. Fits it through the middle. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
So flip the field, folks. It's first and 10 inside of enemy territory now. Baker now. This finds Evans, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker. It's second and 5. Receiver in motion, headed right. From the gun, Mayfield. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Motioning one of the tight ends. Third and short, Mayfield. Completes this one to Otten. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Mayfield on first and 10. Throw left side, complete. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. Call it a 70-yard pickup, and they're just a yard away now on second and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Irving takes this the wrong way. That's a loss all the way back to the 5.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Mayfield now on third and goal. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. So now they're left with fourth and goal.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
On fourth down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. This only a chip shot from the right hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Reynolds with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Lions offense returning to the field. And a nice drive last time out, Brock, squandered by that interception. So I think they'd take a repeat of everything except that final play. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Patrick going to motion over left. It is caught left side. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. 1st down throw from Goff. Finds Laporta. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. But anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, well, those are welcome bonus yards.
Off play action, Goff. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And we're going to have to pause here. An injured Buck still out there and being looked at now. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Montgomery hauls this one in. And he's out of bounds. Looks like right at the midfield stripe. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the gun, Goff. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Sam Laporta with that one. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Out of the shotgun, Goff. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
It'll be another punt. Jack Fox out there once again. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And the fair catch made here at the 15. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in the Motor City. And it's the Buccaneers with a 2nd and 7. Mayfield now from the gun. He finds Evans left side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Irving hauls it in. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Kirby Joseph up for the stop.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Mayfield to throw again. Hits him on the out route. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 from the 41. Baker throwing again. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Throwing again is Baker. That pass complete to Irving. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
A 5th defensive back into the game for the Lions. 3rd down coming. Baker now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. To throw, Mayfield. That one's complete, right side. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Throwing, Baker. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Mayfield to throw. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Mayfield set to pass. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. On fourth down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. You better get all of this one. It's got a ways to go. Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. And their lead will remain at 13. We've reached the break. The Bucs visitors, but fighting out to an early advantage. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong first half out of running back Bucky Irving. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. These two teams heading out of the tunnel. We're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Bucky Irving now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Buccaneers, then receiver Chris Godwin getting set for another go. They left a few on the table their last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin on that play. And now they face second down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Second down, Mayfield to pass. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. That one doesn't find its man, incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Mayfield will look to throw. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Looking for Chris Godwin that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here's Baker. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Hauled in left side. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Hauled in by Godwin. He's got to gain a 6 there. That was a Fatu Melifonwu there to make the play.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Irving on the inside give. And they'll bring him down after an all-right gain. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's 2nd and goal.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
They're lining up on the doorstep. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Irving can't push it across. They make the stand, and looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Once again, Irving. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Buccaneers grow the lead coming out of halftime. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
So the Buccaneers keeping their offense on the field. 2-point attempt coming up. He's throwing for it. And he's got a man complete. And that's into the end zone, so they follow the touchdown by tacking on 2 more to their lead. Wow, what a determined effort there, Brock. We all thought he was going down short of the line, but he fights through the tackle, and the try is successful.
I like that word, determination. It was determination with a capital D. When you get the ball in front of that goal line on these 2 points, you can just feel that entire defense converge. But his effort, his want to, and that determination got them the 2 points.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here's Raymond on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Goff setting to throw. He finds Laporta. 35 on the pickup. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Kate, that play's so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big, they can block at the line of scrimmage, but the elite guys, well, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Goff to the air now. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
He brings it in. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Williams coming in motion right. Montgomery. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Out of the shotgun, Goff. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. From the gun, Goff. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions start the second half with some needed points. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Point after up and good from Bates. And the Lions get it back to a 14-point game. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Tucker now on the return. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Baker now off the play fake. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. Yeah. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
This one's taken in by Otten. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Here's Baker to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Tight end going in motion here. Play fake, it's Mayfield. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. This one finds Irving. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but I think somebody's auditioning for some extra work as a receiver. If he can do that coming out of the backfield, Imagine the damage he could do if they sent him out into one of those spots out wide.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. From the 36. Throwing the out route complete. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They'll send him over right. First down, here's Baker. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
And he got what he could there, only to the 14. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing, Baker. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Motioning the tight end now. 3rd down, here's Mayfield. He's on the move. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
A familiar sight in this contest, Brock. He's out there again for another field goal try. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
When this offense hasn't been able to reach the end zone, he's been able to end their drives with points anyway. That's now his 3rd field goal, and they're grateful to play some add-on.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here's Raymond on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Goff on 1st and 10. Finds Laporta. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 27. Gets this one to Patrick. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Third and a lone yard coming up. Throwing is gone. Laporta pulls it in along the sideline. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 4. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance focusing on the catch while keeping those feet in bounds.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing again, it's Goff. Connects with Montgomery. He's contained at the line for no gain. Hauled down by Christian Izien.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot, second down coming up.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. A give up the gut to Montgomery. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. That stop made by K.J. Britt. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Punt team on the field. Jack Fox will kick it away. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. He has it at the 13. And he gets him out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Here's the give to Irving. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. That's Marcus Davenport with the tackle. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Evans, the motion man here. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Completes this one to Otten. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Kirby Joseph up for the stop.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Baker now from the gun. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he could transform a short completion into a big play.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. On the give, this is Irving. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Now a carry by Irving. And he gets this forward to the 19. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Got his target, it's Otten. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's brought down after a solid gain on what's going to be the final play of the quarter. So they'll be set up with a 1st and goal when we come back. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Mayfield now from the gun. Has it in close. And he'll cover up as they touch him down a few yards short of the 1st.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Baker now. The back grabs it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
Here's a give straight up the middle. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Buccaneers keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. In baseball, it's 3 strikes and you're out. I know you experienced that a lot, but on the gridiron, you're feeling pretty happy, right? If you can strike the end zone 3 times in one game.
Yeah, I'd rather go hockey and soccer. That's just the positive guy in me. They call that a hat trick. It's worth celebrating.
Look at you.
And yeah, they should celebrate this effort.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers make it a 24-point ball game. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here's Raymond on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Another drive coming up for this offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. 1st down throw from Goff. St. Brown's got it. Complete. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Patrick going to motion over left. From the gun, Goff. Patrick with the catch. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the 1st. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. On 1st down, it's Goff. Cut at the 10-yard line. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Hand off to Gibbs from the gun. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. They're 3 yards closer to the end zone. Here comes 2nd and goal. Montgomery now up the middle. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Lions putting up points in a game decided. David Montgomery with the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
The Lions offense looks like they're staying out there. We got a 2-point try coming up. He's throwing for it. And he makes the catch, so hope not entirely extinguished just yet. Still a little glimmer remaining as that makes it a 2-score game here late. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here's Irving. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And they have leaned on him to get this offense to the end zone in the game, and he's delivered. He's hit pay dirt 3 times. Part of a really nice game for him so far, Brock. Been returning good value on the looks that he's been getting. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Hauled in by Godwin. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. One of the tight ends motioning left. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Complete out to the right side. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's Mayfield. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Running back sent in motion. Flush down out to his left. He tucks it and takes off. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at them. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Motioning the tight end left. 2nd and 4. Completed over the middle. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. This one's taken in by Otten. And this is down all the way to the 3. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Mayfield to throw again. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. It's 2nd and goal.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Baker throwing again. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers make it a 3-score game in the 4th. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers stretch the lead to 23. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Reynolds with a return. This return makes it up to the 25. Back out runs their offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A pickup there of 33 yards. And that'll be first down, Detroit. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Goff on 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Williams coming in motion right. Goff trying again on 2nd and 10. Gets it quickly to St. Brown. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
From the red zone now. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They go play action with Goff. Able to find right. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
They put a receiver in motion here left. Goff on 3rd. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions making the scoreboard look a touch better. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
Throwing again, it's Goff. And he goes down, the pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Ooh, this is so tough, Brock. You understand what he was trying to do, make something happen, ended up outside the pocket, but even some added creativity can't yield 2 points here.
You get down here on these 2-point conversions, the real estate just gets gobbled up in a hurry. Not only for the QB, but the receivers as well. Only so much time to try to make something work before that defender said, "Not in my house."
And the Buccaneers manage to recover the football. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Now it's Irving. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
2nd and 3 now. Irving here from the gun. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And they take him down right along the 30. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Mayfield now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Carry here for Irving. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Going with Irving here. And he's able to get this down to the edge of the red zone. A gain of 4 for them. That sets up 3rd and 7. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Buccaneers can rest easy with a 3-score lead. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Baker now from the gun. Catch made over the middle. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They'll run this with Irving. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
Come on, man. They were going to go to that was always going to be a run play. And no could run
Don't need points anymore. Can't resist back to Irving now. And it's the close zone 6. He'll get 3, but much work left for him on 2nd and goal. So it's a win for the visiting Buccaneers. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Buccaneers winners, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.